This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Austin Dillon making the move on Keselowski for third.
We saw him gain on him the last time as they got towards the tunnel turn. How about Matt Crafton and Kevin Harvick? Kevin Harvick's going to make it 3 wide. Oh, Matt Crafton into the wall.
Our series points leader Crafton and Brad Keselowski both into the wall in significant damage.
After 05, come on down.
A huge story here early as your championship leader Matt Crafton has damage and Brad Keselowski is torn up.
A brand spanking new truck for Brad Keselowski, but look at our championship leader there. What a hit he took and what a hit he's going to take in the points today.
It looked like Harvick dove to the bottom of those two trucks, winning 4 times.
Yeah, that's a little bit late. That's after Harvick jumped down there and made it 3 wide. Brad Keselowski with absolutely nowhere to go on the outside when Matt Crafton pinned him up against the wall.
In row 3, pace truck is off.
This could dictate our winner right here on who emerges from turn number 1 with a lead.
Green at Pocono, 9 to go.
Great start by our front 2 trucks, evident by the fact that you don't see anybody flaring out. They got them rolling fast. Good start by Kyle.
Boy, all the way back through the top 5 rows. Good start. Look at Kevin Harvick. Jumps to the bottom of John West Townley.
Harvick got changes, and he is on the move.
Chicken, Trotters on the outside.
Timothy Peters loses a couple spots. Eric Jones is all over the 51 of Kyle Busch.
Can Kyle Busch hold off Eric Jones? 8 laps to go.
Tyler Reddick way up high, way up high.
Found some grip, though, got back in the gas. He's able to hold off Harvick. John West Townley goes by on the inside. Those guys are really mixing it up. Look at that glob behind them.
Spencer Gallagher looked like he had somebody into his left where he was sideways off turn 3, lost his momentum.
Reddick and Harvick back in 8th and 9th.
No progress for those two on those tires. Phil, you suspected they couldn't rebound to where they even pitted from. That looks to be the case.
Harvick pitted from 3rd, Reddick pitted from 6th. As you look at Cameron Haley and Timothy Peters, they're 4th and 5th.
You look back historically over the last few years of this race, and the guys that pitted late really didn't make up much ground, and I think it's the same thing's going to happen here again today.
Austin Dillon won this race a year ago, currently running 3rd, just under a second behind the leader.
Dillon didn't get the start he needed. There was a gap between he and the truck of Eric Jones, so there was no push. Therefore, he couldn't make anything happen, but he's gaining on these guys. He's hanging right with them at least. Last time by, the fastest truck on the track.
Oh, trouble.
That's Chavis. The yellow is out.
Yellow's out here, yellow's out.
Boy, we got to do it again. With such a great restart by all 5 of the first front rows. Ray Black Jr. also involved in the 07. He's actually at the entrance to pit road.
Slid down there and made damage, made contact with that inside wall.
Chavis was running 20th at the time, and Ray Black Jr. 18th.
He's already loose there completely by himself. Does a nice job getting the thing going forward, but unfortunately it hooks, and around he goes into the outside wall.
Like
Ray Black Jr. just trying to avoid him, I think, got sideways.
Look how far those trucks slide. That tells you how fast they're going. That's exiting a corner, and he had the brakes locked down, sliding sideways, and still made contact with that inside wall.
We saw Jeb Burton make...
The big news of the day also, our championship leader coming into this race, Matt Crafton, involved in an accident early. He's fallen back to 3rd in points. The green is out. We're underway at Pocono. One more time on the restart.
At least one more time. Look at the run that Jones is getting. Here comes Dillon. He's not going to back off this time.
3 wide going into 1.
Look at Timothy Peters down on the bottom.
Eric Jones going around. Caution is out.
4
4 wide just didn't work there.
Looked like Austin Dillon and the 4 of Eric Jones got together over there in turn 1. What an amazing job by Timothy Peters.
We'll have to look back at the lap data to see who's actually leading this race.
Well, you called it, Michael. Probably not the last restart. At Pocono, when you've got to make your move going into 1, that's what happens. Eric Jones gets turned around.
When Austin Dillon jumped to the inside. Now look, they're just going to run out of room there. Looked like Eric Jones came down, squeezed Austin just a little bit in that 33 truck.
Wow, Timothy Peters was so fortunate there. He barely slipped by the spinning truck of Jones. Watch this.
Ooh, he made contact. It would have turned
How did
Timothy.
he save that truck?
Wow, and a lot of damage to that right rear quarter of Timothy Peters.
What about the point implications of this crap? Look at the job that Austin Dillon does. He's got a huge run with a push from Peters. That's the key to that run. Peters is pushing.
We talked about the experience versus inexperience, and then you see Eric has to move way up the racetrack to give Austin some room, and that put Kyle up in about the 4th lane.
Look at that, 4 wide, and Austin Dillon, his right front gets into the left rear of Eric Jones. Jones goes around, and 2 of our top 3 in points have had problems today.
From Kevin Harvick's onboard camera.
Great job by Harvick, by Townley, by Cameron Haley. All those guys holding their lines and getting through there.
How did this end up being only a single truck incident here when Eric Jones spins out in front of 95% of the field?
Well, I think you got to give a lot of credit to Timothy Peters for being able to hang on to that truck. He was clobbered, and if he turns around, that piles up the whole front of the field. Watch Peters.
Here. Nice to get a good run off here. There you go, buddy. 1 inside. Keep coming. Keep coming high. Keep coming. Austin's out. Austin is out. 1 inside. That'll be P4.
And that contact cost Timothy Peters the lead. He would have been leading this race had it not been for that contact.
There are a lot of trucks making contact on that restart.
Austin Dillon, another amazing.
In the 3rd, or Kevin Harvick in the 3rd row.
Can't say enough for John West Townley. We talked earlier how strong that truck is. He's up in the 3rd spot. Can he close the deal, though?
Green at Pocono.
Great restart by the 51 of Kyle Busch.
And Austin Dillon didn't get a good restart at all, and Kyle Busch just left him.
Look at Harvick in the middle. Now Harvick's up to the 4th spot. Remember, he's got fresher tires, as does Tyler Reddick, but here comes John West Townley to the inside of Reddick.
Cameron Haley running 2nd behind Kyle Busch. Austin Dillon is 3rd.
Harvick with a big run down the bottom. He made it work, and here comes Tift to the inside of Townley.
Remember, Matt Tiff came to pit road as well to get tires late.
Everyone fighting for position.
Daniel Hemrick, that 14 truck, another great run for that young driver. Goes in turn number 3 ahead of Matt Tift.
There's Hemrick in the 14, Tift in the 54. Mason Mingus and John West Townley getting together.
Hold the gas. Hold the gas.
And a yellow again, a caution waves.
All right, get it rolling. Front end 3, guys. A little bit of rear damage.
And we're going to have to withstand another green-white checker.
You can see Mingus got loose on the bottom of the racetrack, took John West Townley with him into the outside wall. Looked like for a bit Townley had a chance to save it, but it made pretty significant contact with the outside.
I think a little more room and he probably would have saved it because he didn't really get turned around that much, but just ran out of racetrack there.
Well, it's a shame. Both John West Townley and Mason Mingus have had good weekend. Mason Mingus, season best qualifying effort. John West, as you guys have noted, has had speed and was running well.
Well, that started on this restart, Phil. John West had the inside 2nd row starting position, and he just didn't go. And that
And Kevin Harvick in row 2. And don't count out Johnny Sauter and Tyler Reddick in row 3. The green is waving. Another restart at Pocono. Green-white checkered.
Boy, a solid restart by Cameron Haley as well as Kyle Busch.
But look at this run coming from Dillon. He's got a run on him. There he goes.
Can Dillon get by Haley? No. Harvick on the outside.
Boy, that's going to open it up for Kyle Busch now. He's got clear sailing and side by side behind him.
Haley still trying to fight for 2nd. It looks like that's going to be Harvick's position. And Kyle Busch is checking out.
Look at this EcoBoost Ford. The view from the top of Tyler Reddick racing for a championship. It's got Cameron Haley on the bottom. Haley's inexperienced. It's really hard to hold a truck on the bottom here in 3.
Tyler Reddick gave him plenty of room over there. Austin Dillon trying to get up underneath that 13 of Haley.
Out the front end of Austin Dillon's machine. The white flag is out. It's the final lap. Kyle Busch leads. Kevin Harvick second. It's going to take something major now, but remember, Kyle Busch low on fuel. Does he have enough to get to the checker?
Still got about a mile and a half to go.
I'd say he's about 3/4 wide open right now, just saving enough to get off turn 2 and 1 shot of gas off turn 3, and he's home free.
Kyle Busch swept Indianapolis last week, winning the Sprint Cup and Xfinity Series races. He earned pole here yesterday for tomorrow's Sprint Cup race, and now he is closing in on another victory in the Camping World Truck Series. It's Kyle Busch winning at Pocono.
That was Jerry Baxter. He said on the, Kyle said before the race, if Jerry doesn't screw it up, I'll win it. Jerry said, I don't guess I screwed it up, did I, boss? That's a great feeling for Jerry Baxter. They've been looking forward to working with Kyle this weekend and come home with the victories awesome.
We're going to have to give the nod to the thems. The Cup guys came in here, finished 1-2.
Well, they had to be a little bit of the favorites, but man, we gave it a good try. We had Cameron Haley up there fighting with them, and at the end, Tyler Reddick, our point leader, finishes in the 3rd spot. Cameron Haley got his career best finish of 4th. It's been a great couple of weeks for that young man. On the dirt for the first time, then Pocono for the first time, finishing 4th.
And a shuffle in the point standings as well, as Tyler Reddick goes to the top of the board. He'll be the leader as we take a week off and get ready for Michigan in a couple of weeks.
Still got a 3-minute.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.